Hello everyone, welcome to Toastmasters with the Napanee District Chamber of Commerce. I don't even know what week we're in, but we are in the month of December, which is pretty crazy, and very happy to have you all on today. I believe 2 icebreakers are going to occur today, which is very exciting, and table topics as well. So I will pass this along to our Toastmaster, Norm. Take it away, Norm.
Thank you very much, Megan. And welcome. Now, the first thing that we always do when we have a guest is we welcome Ravi. Thank you for coming. Little applause.
Thank you.
And Ravi, would you like to tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm a student in the fitness and health promotion program at St. Lawrence College. I'm in my 2nd year right now. And I'm currently on placement with Megan at Diamond Fitness MMA. And yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Where are you physically located right now?
Right now I'm in Napanee.
Yes, you both have cement blocks behind you as your pattern. So, okay. Thank you. And at the end, we will probably ask you if you have any comments about how the meeting went for you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks.
Who would like to read the club mission? If anybody has it handy.
Where do we find that, Norm?
I'm sorry?
Where do we find that?
I think that might be you reading it today, Norm.
Yeah,
we should probably get that information, eh?
Yeah. Oh, here we are. Club mission. Toastmasters provides a supportive and positive learning experience in which the members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And that's the club mission. Short, sweet, to the point. Mostly you are learning self-confidence to stand up in front of a group of people, make a presentation, and while you're making the presentation, your mind goes blank because you can't think of yes, that happens all the time, me too. But you will have the self-confidence to just glide right over that. Or at the end of your presentation, you realize, I've forgotten 30% of it, but you won't care because you look so confident up there, you'll just keep on going. And that's what it's all about. Okay, now, Mary has just joined us. Mary is one of the other club sponsors. And unfortunately, Mary, I think we've given out all the jobs, all the positions.
That's okay. I'll take a table topic.
Okay, we'll get you. Who was going to evaluate table topics? Was that any? Okay, Christine's doing table topics. And Christine, are you evaluating Steve's icebreaker?
I was just assigned that, yes.
Okay. Do you want to trade one of those 2 jobs to Mary?
Sure. She can evaluate Steve's icebreaker.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for both of you folks. Okay. So why don't we start with we turn it around a bit. We're going to do 2 presentations, 2 icebreakers first. I have to keep reading my notes so I know where I am. But before we get there, we have a few club officials who are going to tell us what they do and how they do it. So who would like to go first, the timer or the grammarian?
I can go.
Okay, Lisa, please tell us.
Go ahead, Lisa.
I don't know. Timing. I don't
Okay.
know what to say.
Well, part of what,
Is there a prepared thing I'm supposed to say?
no, just tell us what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. There is, yes, a prepared thing, but it's boring.
Today we have table topics, icebreakers, and evaluations. I will be timing Each of those table topics are 1 to 2 minutes. People will be signaled at 1, 1.5, and 2 minutes. Icebreakers are 4 to 6 minutes. People will be signaled at 4, 5, and 6 minutes, and evaluations are 2 to 3 minutes. And those signals will come at 2, 2.5, and 3 minutes. Those will consist of green, yellow, and red backgrounds on my screen.
Okay. And will you tell us how we did at the end of the meeting?
Oh, yes, I will tell you how you did at the end of the meeting.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Little plug, go ahead. One of the things you notice here, it's not quite as evident, but when we meet in person, Toastmasters are almost compulsive about clapping and applause. It seems to be an obsession with us. Now, we also have a grammarian, Tracy.
That's me.
Would you tell us what the grammarian does?
The responsibilities of the grammarian are to introduce new words to members, comment on the language used during the course of the meeting, and to provide examples of good grammar and word usage. I am going to be counting the ahs, the ums, the buts, the so's throughout the meeting, and give some constructive feedback or give numbers of how many times it might have been said during the meeting.
And what would you be counting that would have been said many times during the meeting?
So I'm also introducing a word of the week, which is gratitude. And gratitude, thankfulness, or gratefulness come from the Latin word gratis, pleasing and thankful. It's a feeling of appreciation felt by and or similar positive response shown by the recipient of kindness, gifts, help, favors, or other types of generosity to the giver of said gifts. So I will be counting how many times the word gratitude is used in the meeting today.
Okay, some applause for Tracy. Thank you very much, Tracy.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Now, so we've got our official, yes. Oh no, Megan's still applauding. No. Okay. Where are we now? Oh, I should tell Tracy that the Toastmaster is exempt from ums, ahs, and ers and whatnots, but keep counting though.
I learned that last week.
Yeah. We are going to have an icebreaker, ladies and gentlemen, which is, it really is exciting to do it the first time, and it's exciting to watch. And our icebreaker today, is this where I can use a little guilt, Megan Sands, on the folks?
Sure.
Yeah. How's your connection today?
Seems rather slow, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's okay. So I'll use a little guilt here. And we have a potential member who is going to give us an icebreaker to start with. And Megan, your evaluator is Christine. Is it Christine?
No, it was the other Megan, me.
Where's the other Megan? Oh, wait a minute. Who's speaking? Megan? Yeah, okay. Your evaluator is going to tell you something about the purpose of what you do as an icebreaker.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Megan, your icebreaker today will be an introduction of yourself to the club, and it is formulated in the basic structure of a speech, an opening, middle, and closing, and you have 4 to 6 minutes to speak.
Thank you, Madam Evaluator. Are you ready, Megan?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
with the title of Opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Megan Hugganen.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster. I'm glad I had this opportunity for being the icebreaker today, and the topic is opportunities. The famous quote that we all may have heard is that when one door closes, another one opens. However, some doors are not closed by your choice specifically, but I believe that God closes doors and opens doors for you that you may not agree with. And you may question and may be frustrated by these, but however, closing doors and creating new paths or different paths for you to go down and other doors to be open will benefit you in ways that you may not be able to understand right now. Now, these situations can be seen in relationships, jobs, or other life experiences that have happened. And I'm sure all of you, this has happened a time or two in your life. Well, my name is Megan Hodgen, and the opening and closing of doors has happened a number of times in my life. But most recently, it has happened to me, which has brought me here today to discuss some opening and closing of doors to make me part of the Toastmasters team and a future in my life. So over the past 6 years, I have been a business owner of Diamond Fitness Mixed Martial Arts, but I've also acted part-time as a healthcare worker. Now, being a business owner, as you know, there's always something to be done with the hustle and bustle of running a business when you have staff, managing customers, advertising. All of these things are consuming your life, and there's never time to break, or there's never time to give yourself a chance to breathe. I had chosen to become a healthcare worker 6 years ago to add to my resume and to help others through a cardiac rehab program and doing stress testing. However, as the pandemic unfolded, being a healthcare worker, as you may know, has brought its own challenges, and it has made a huge effect and weighing on the healthcare system and the workers. So I had to make the tough decision of closing the door at the hospital. And this was not taken lightly, as now the business will be completely my full-time and only source of income. But I believe that it's a more opportunity to make for myself and to do new things. Now, with being at the hospital for 6 years, I have created connections with the hospital. I work alongside with one of the head doctors at the hospital, and they were not happy by my decision of leaving just because they were losing such an essential worker and an essential part of the cardiac rehab program. But they understood my decisions and were okay with it. And the head doctor of the hospital, when I was walking out the door on my last day, said to me, "You should become a politician one day." And that made me I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yes." She's like, "I think you have what it takes to be a leader, as you are through the hospital, as you are at the club and the gym." And she's like, "I think that you would be a great politician." So with one door closing, another one opening, Megan from the chamber had brought the Toastmasters program to my attention. And I've always wanted to work on my leadership skills to be a better boss, to be a better gym owner and business owner. But then now it's getting into me working on my communication and public speaking skills, that maybe one day I will step foot into the political world and make bigger and better changes for the world to come. So with Toastmasters, it's been a great opportunity, and I'm so glad to be a part of this group with everyone, to hope that maybe that my communication skills will be better, my leadership skills will improve, and of course my public speaking skills, to have the effects to move forward in different career opportunities for me, along with always having my gym as my background. This has been my baby for 6 years, and it will always be my baby, and I will always have it. But I believe that there are other things and opportunities that I can do to do in this world. I am only 29 years old, so I have a long life ahead of me to do amazing things. So I believe that everything happens for a reason, and God has a plan for us. Trusting the process and believing, which will allow you to grow as an individual to become the best version of yourself. And as for me, well, maybe I will become the Prime Minister of Canada one day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Megan. Thank you. Well done. Congratulations. All right. Whoops, you're still there. Before we proceed, Megan Sands, do you need any quiet time to put together your evaluation?
No, I'm happy. Excuse me, I'm happy to provide it now if that's the case.
Oh, no, we'll wait until Steve speaks, if
Okay.
that's okay.
Yes.
All right. Steve.
Hey, good afternoon. It's Steve Wilkes. Thanks very much for the opportunity to have this icebreaker moment. My speech is called Life is Not a Solo Sport. So as a young man growing up, I had the opportunity to play on some team sports. My family got me involved in hockey and football through school. And it was some of the best times of my life in terms of being athletic and hanging out with the boys on the team and being part of a team and being part of something that was frustrating at times, but yet successful in many times. When I finished school and I get into a working career, I kind of put athletics behind me. And it wasn't until my mid-40s when my wife introduced me to dragon boat racing. And so back in 2007, we started to be a recreational paddler. I'd never paddled in my life. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was just open to the idea of being a part of a team and a community and getting some coaching and learning something new. So I opened myself up to the opportunity and really enjoyed recreational paddling. So much so that the people I was paddling with at that time decided that we wanted to get a little bit more competitive. And so as a collection of what is referred to in dragon boat terms, senior A athletes, we formed the Pickering Dragon Boat Senior A crew and began to train and learn how to perfect this sport. So in 2009, we went to the Canadian Championships. We were not gold medal winners, but at the end of the day, the experience taught us something. We learned how to paddle better as a crew. We did qualify for world championships, and we had the opportunity then in 2010 to travel to Macau, China, where we competed on an international stage. We were 6th in the world outside of the podium, but nonetheless, it was a continuous learning exercise. And so the crew changed a little bit, some new people in, some people decided to move on, but my wife and I stuck with it. In 2011, we became Canadian champions in our age group. In 2012, we went back to Hong Kong for Worlds. We won our first gold and a couple of bronze medals in the 200 meter and 500 meter events. We then continued our passion and elevated our game. We maintained our status as Canadian champions in 2013. and 2014, we went off to Ravenna, Italy to compete at the World Club Crew Championships, where we won 6 gold, 1 silver, and a bronze, and swept in our age group. And that passion continued. Although we did take a year off in 2016, we didn't go to Adelaide, Australia. Our crew did and was successful, bringing home medals. In 2018, we went off to Hungary in Szeged, and we won more gold and continued to thrive in the sport. We managed to qualify in 2020 for the World Championships in France, but unfortunately the pandemic put everything on hold. And so this is where I learned that life is not a solo sport, and I take a lot from that entire team exercise, going into a sport, not knowing how to paddle. And after many years of training and dedication and coaching and working with teammates, we managed to build quite a successful resume of accomplishment over the years. And that just brings it all back for me, back to this idea that life is not a solo sport. We have our family and our friends, the gratitude of others. We have so many opportunities in business and so many opportunities in our community that allow us to grow and evolve. But at the end of the day, life is just not a solo sport. Thanks very much for your time and attention. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of me.
Thank you very much, Steve. We have a great deal of gratitude for you and for our first speaker. So thank you. Excellent. And I'm wondering if you are winning all these trophies and gold medals because paddling canoes seems to be a Canadian thing. Do you just frighten all the other competitors away?
No, actually, the Canadian program in the senior level, so there's senior A, 40 to 50-year-olds. I now compete as a senior B, 50 to 60-year-olds. We have a senior C category, 60 and above. But the Canadian program has really tapped into something in terms of its paddling capabilities. And we have a very different technique, but it's ultimately successful. Yeah, so we're really excited about it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, looking at the clock, would the evaluators like to do their evaluation now or after we have some table topics? Any comments from anybody, please? Lord, you know, if this was live TV, you folks would be killing me up here.
I'm okay to do it now if you'd like to go ahead, Norm.
Okay, then we'll do the evaluations now to make sure we get them in, because we do have some more things to do at the end of, near the end of the meeting. So our first evaluator is Megan Sands, and for Megan, the other Megan, how do I pronounce your last name correctly?
It's Hodgin.
Hodgin?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So Megan Sands, would you please do the evaluation for Megan Hodgin?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Wanted to congratulate and thank Megan for doing her speech. We're grateful for you to step up and do that today. My first comment for you is I really felt that the timing with your speed of your speech was really well done. Not too fast, not too slow, so kudos on that. I liked how you started with a quote. It really was engaging to begin your speech. I think that the speech was really great insight of what's happening with your current situation, and I loved how you tied it into Toastmasters and what you are looking to get from Toastmasters. I also wanted to say that each and every one of us can relate to this topic, and I appreciate that and think that it was really relatable. And my last point is, if you do go to office, I would vote for you. So I think that's a great comment from the doctor, and you got this, girl.
A little applause for Megan. Thank you. Okay. Do you want, Megan Hodgin, do you want to find out how many people will vote for you? We could do a show of hands, or shall we pass on that at this point?
We can pass. Just
Okay.
The day when it comes, the answer is vote for me.
Okay, we will do that then. Thank you very much. And our next evaluator is, I'm hoping I got this right, Christine? Or is it Mary? Mary, you're evaluating Steve?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you. And please welcome our Area 2 Director, Mary Wachecki.
All right, thank you, everybody. It is my pleasure today to evaluate Steve's speech. Steve, thank you so much for giving us a glimpse into your life. It was just nice getting to know you a little bit more. I will give Steve's evaluation by giving 2 points that I thought he really excelled at. 1 point that could be improved and one memorable thing about his presentation. So the first thing that I really liked about his speech is that he reinstated his title throughout his speech. Life is not a solo sport. That was carried out and repeated so many times, such that we were able to connect what he was saying with his title. That was really well done. The second thing that was really good is his conclusion. In his conclusion, he mentioned his title again, Life is not a solo speech. And then he continued to say that he hopes that he has met his objectives. And he said his objective, which was for us to get to know him more. So I think that just carrying us through what you were doing, I thought that was really well done, and good job for that. Now, one growth point that we could all learn from is body gestures. Gestures? Yes, body gestures. The first one is eye contact. I noticed with Steve's speech, he was looking down or away and not so much into the camera. When we look into the camera, we're able to connect more with the audience, with what we're telling them, because we are connecting with them. So that is one thing that could be improved. And then on body gestures too, the relaxed arm on the chair, on the seat over there. I mean, it's nice to be so relaxed, but also in communication, gestures, they are a huge percentage of our communication is our body language, how we communicate. So I think just using hand movements and even exaggerating facial movements would enhance the speech more. Now, one memorable thing that I learned from Steve is that Steve is a learner, and he took something that was just for fun, and he dedicated so much of his time, and so much that it gave him so much satisfaction. I thought that was that was nice to know, and that is something that I could borrow from. Just putting in as much effort as you can in whatever you do, and who knows, wherever it might lead. Other than that, thank you so much, Steve, and I look forward to hearing more of your speeches.
Thanks, Mary.
Thank you very much, Mary. We have wonderful gratitude for you for doing that. And I know I'm milking the word of the day, but what the heck. Okay, now I'll need some more help here because I have not written down who would be doing table topics for us.
That's me, Norm.
Oh, so thank you very much, Steve. I'm sorry, I didn't get all the notes done. So,
no worries.
Okay, would you please start the table topics for us?
Sure. The table topic session is the portion of the meeting that's designed to give members of the club an opportunity to speak for a minute or two. This is the opportunity to develop your sort of impromptu speaking skills and include the word of the day. So for today, I'm looking for a couple of volunteers, and I thought I heard Mary was going to take on one of the table topics. And the theme today is friends. So Mary?
Yep.
If I may, I'll start you off with a quote and a question.
Okay.
Okay, the quote is from Aristotle. The antidote of 50 enemies is one friend. And my question would be, which friend would you most trust with superpowers?
With superpowers. All right, my question is, what friend would I most trust with superpowers? This friend would have to be somebody that I can trust not to misuse power. Because with great power, such as superpower, comes huge responsibility. And I can think of one person, one lady, she's here in Kingston and she's a teacher. She actually teaches in Napanee. She is the epitome of grace and kindness and patience. And I think these are critical characteristics for somebody who would have so much power. Because if you have too much power but not enough grace for people, then you could just destroy them. I mean, you can destroy them if you want, after all. If you have so much power but you don't have patience, again, you can destroy them if you want. So if I were to choose one person, it would be her. I will keep her name confidential, but it would be her because she has all these great qualities that I believe she would be able to handle so much power with. And back to you, Mr. Toastmaster, Table Topics Master.
Thanks, Mary. Is there someone else in the group that would like to tackle this topic of friends?
Well, our timer and grammarian are already preoccupied. They would not be able to do that. Is that correct, Lisa and Tracy? Yeah, I thought so. Ravi, would you like to do that for us?
Sure. Like the same question?
No, it'll be a different one, Ravi.
Oh, a different question. Okay. I'll do my best.
So it's still in the theme of friends. And
Okay.
the quote that I'll give you is, "It takes a long time to grow an old friend." And that's from a gentleman by the name of John Leonard. My question would be, who has known you the longest besides your family?
Okay. So just quickly, I don't say their name, correct? Like I just kind of describe them. Is that how this works?
Totally up to you.
Okay, so I guess this friend, he would have been the first person I met other than my family when I came home. We did pretty much everything together, and his mom actually like took care of us when we were younger while my parents were at work. We went to school together, we played sports together. Yeah, we did everything together. And yeah, we've known each other our whole lives. We always supported each other whenever one of us needs something. And yeah, we're always there for each other. We always will be.
Thank you,
That's
Ravi.
excellent.
And do we have a third volunteer, Norm?
You're asking me to look around, or I think I'm it. Yes, go ahead.
You want to go, Norm?
Sure.
So in the topic of friends, the quote that I'll give you is, "Sometimes your circle of friends decreases in size, but increases in value." How different is your circle of friends now compared to 10 years ago?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. 10 years ago, trying to think back 10, as the number of years keep going up and up. 10 years ago, it seems like that was a long time ago, but it actually wasn't. My circle of friends has probably stayed pretty much the same in number. Circle of acquaintances has obviously decreased as I've retired. So I think my circle of friends is probably pretty close, because as you pass through life, you decide, well, this person's okay as an acquaintance. Maybe this person might be okay as a friend. And I'm not going to have any gratitude for getting rid of this person because that person's a twit or something like that. So we pass by a lot of those people. And the friends become much, much closer as the circle gets a little smaller. But I still communicate with a fellow, Bill, that we went through grade school and high school together, and we're still in touch all these years later. And I think out of our high school group, we're the only two men that stayed involved in athletics. And the fellow that I roomed with at university, his name is also Bill, we've stayed in touch. He's now in Saskatchewan. And we have a good friend in New Zealand that I communicate with. Those would be the ones that are closest to me. A very small, tightly knit circle. And I'll milk the word again, for which I have a great deal of gratitude for those folks, because they do, really say, Norm, are you really going to do that? Come on, get a grip here. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thanks, Norm.
You're welcome. Excellent choices, excellent topics. Okay. Now we need, I think, Christine, are you going to give us some commentary on the table topic speakers?
Yes, and I'll go in the order that people spoke. So we'll start with Mary, and she was asked which friend would she trust the most with superpowers. And Mary took on this topic very enthusiastically, and she was very good with her eye contact, looking straight at us. Her hand gestures added to the commentary, added to the enthusiasm with which she took on the topic. And she took a little while to explain the responsibilities and the challenge of being a superpower, and how the friends that she would have to pick would have to understand how to use the superpowers wisely. And by the way she described the person that she would trust with these superpowers, we know that that was very heartfelt and that was very memorable. Ravi kind of, at first he was like he was thrown into the deep end, which he was, but he came to the surface very quickly, and he talked very well about his childhood friend, and they are still friends, and the various experiences that they went through together. And he kept good eye contact with all of us and made us understand why this friendship was important to him, and understanding the meaning of friendship we are all very grateful for. And Norm, he talked a little bit about how his circle may not have decreased in size all that much, the circle of the close friends, but the circle of acquaintances has gone. So he kind of made that divide between friends and acquaintances, and we all have that. People who are in our close circle, and then people that we know and we're friendly with, but they may not be really true friends or close friends. And he had a good use of gesture. His eye contact could have been a little bit better. He kept kind of looking down or away from the camera, and that was hard to concentrate on us. But what was memorable was ending with his little bit of humor, how his really good friends say to him, "Come on, Norm, seriously, you're going to do that?" And so we all need that person, and we're all very grateful for that person who really calls us on silly decisions and makes us understand the value of their friendship for doing that. So well done, everyone. And it was very interesting to learn a little bit more about your lives by the way you talked about friendship.
Thank you, Christine. Some applause. Excellent. Nicely done. And we need a round of applause for Christine and Mary and Megan, who are our evaluators today. Nicely done. Thank you very much, folks. Now we have reports. It's time to hear from our timer and grammarian. Who would like to go first? Lisa.
Our first icebreaker was Megan Hodgen, and she spoke for 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Our second icebreaker was Steve. He spoke for 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Evaluations. Megan Saint's evaluation of Megan Hodgen was 1 minute 17 seconds, and Mary's evaluation of Steve was 1 minute 43 seconds. Then we had table topics. We had 3 of those. Mary spoke for 1 minute 15 seconds. Ravi spoke for 40 seconds, and Norm had his full 2 minutes. And finally, Christine, as the general evaluator, she had the full 2 minutes of her evaluation. Is that all I did?
Yep. Thank you,
Okay.
Madam Timer.
Okay.
Nicely done. And our grammarian, Tracy.
Thank you, Norm. Today the word of the week was gratitude, and Norm did mention a couple of times that he was milking it, and he did. He got, I think, I think he got in that 4, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 5. I might have missed one. So Norm, you did very well with the word of the day. Mary, no, sorry, Christine and Megan both used the word grateful as part of gratitude. So we're going to count those as using the word of the week. Very, very good. I'm the grammarian counter and I'm using the word. I shouldn't be. So Megan, during your icebreaker, you had several times that you included the word so in your speech, maybe a filler word that could potentially be taken out of there and maybe said less. Also, there was one part of your speech where you used the word like a lot, like she said, like this, like that. So I did count quite a few of those, but otherwise really, really great. Steve, your icebreaker, you used, and you do this a lot, Steve, because I do know you, you used the word ah.
Oh, really?
7 times. The word and so 5 times. And 4 times, but very, very good. You were really consistent.
There you go.
And yeah, I think that's it. I'm not sure if do I need more than that, Norm?
No, that's fine.
Okay, great.
Okay, some applause for both our evaluators, please. Thank you. And all right, I'm going to change it just a little bit. At the end of the meeting, we normally would ask any guests if they have any comments, and I'd like to do that now to make sure we get it in, because we're going to do a couple other things after that. So Ravi, do you have any comments about Toastmasters in general or this meeting in particular?
I think it's really good. It seems like a really positive, safe space to work on your public speaking skills. You guys all have really good things to say and really positive feedback, and are really good at providing opportunities to improve on your speaking. So yeah, I thought it was really good. And thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. We'd love to have you for our next meeting too.
Thank you.
Okay. We have 2 more things that we need to accomplish, folks. The first one is, are we meeting on December 15th? I got 1 nod. Yes, yes, we are. Okay. So
Yes,
for December,
yes.
Thank you. So for December 15, we will need, pardon me, my nose is itchy. We will need a Toastmaster. Don't all rush, please, but we will need one. Who would like to do that?
Norm, if I understand that role correctly, it's really sort of the master of ceremony for the event. Is that
Yes,
a fair characterization?
pretty much, yes.
And given the fact that we're meeting on the 15th, I'll step up. I should be well prepared.
We should let you know you have great responsibility and powers.
And so, what?
like it only lasts for an hour, though. All right, now we will also need a timer and a grammarian. And Lisa and Tracy are exempt from that role because they did it today. Who would like to do that? Look, oh, I got a very subtle bid from Meg. Oh, Christine, which one would you like to do?
I will be the grammarian.
Okay, thank you. And Megan Hunchkin, I caught your subtle bid there, like an auctioneer. So, and that would be for timer?
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you.
Lisa, Norm, while we're on that topic, yeah. Lisa, can you send Megan the instructions and is that possible?
Lisa, you're muted.
Megan, Megan Hodgen, I'll email you the colored backgrounds and a brief description of how to add them.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Now we need a couple more people to do an icebreaker. Who hasn't done one yet? Lisa?
So I only have been attending one per month. So I'm having a hard time getting 2 meetings in. So I've been attending the first of each of the months. So that's what I intend to do again. If it's okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Has Megan Sands done an icebreaker yet?
I have. That was the week you were away, Norm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll mark that down. Well, we still need a speaker.
I guess I can't be the icebreaker and the grammarian. Unless someone else were to take over the grammarian role from me
Okay.
for that. Is that
Love to have-
possible?
Yes, we'd love to have you as a speaker.
Okay.
So we still need a timer. Ravi, do you think you will be with us next on December 15?
No, Megan Hodgen said she would be the timer.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm
You're
not
looking-
sure what my schedule is, but it's up to Megan, I think, if I'd be able to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then-
we'll chat about it and then we'll let you know.
Okay, thank you very much. And we will need somebody other than Megan Sands to start sending out the tentative agenda and linking code for our meetings. We can't have Megan doing it. Did somebody volunteer?
That's Fung and Charles. They're not on the meeting today, but they're on the board.
So one of those two will volunteer?
Or be
Yes.
voluntold.
Yes. Okay. Then okay, either Charles or who?
And Norm, I'm happy to take on table topics.
Thank you very much. Megan Sands. Okay. Then the last thing we need, folks, I'll ask, this is a leading question, really rhetorical, but Megan Sands, do we have any members who might have paid up
No,
their Toastmaster fee?
no. I'm still working on having to send out the invoices.
Okay. Has anybody given you any money?
No, same response.
What
Oh,
happened to
well,
the money?
you.
Yes, I am now a dual member. I hope Megan hasn't spent all the money.
No, it's locked away.
Locked away.
Locked,
we-
not walked.
So it's getting to the point, ladies and gentlemen, that it's time to put your, as they say, put your cards on the table so that we know, will we have actually a Toastmasters meeting in Napanee? And at the moment, would all the money be going to you, Megan Sands?
Would all the money be going to me? Is that what you said?
Yes.
That is correct. To the
Yeah.
Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
And the first, the $20, I forget what the fee is, but Fung, her company, Handy Ferries, is taking care of that. So we would just need 120 Canadian for the year.
Check, cash, whatever.
Yes, EFT, all the above, no funny money.
Okay. No Canadian Tire money either.
That's right.
Right. We're getting pretty close to the end. Are there any questions from?
Yeah. Norm,
Yes.
do we need a GE, a general evaluator for next week?
Yes, we do. Would you like to do that, Mary? Or do you want to assign that to Claudio?
I wonder if there's anybody else that would want to take it. Tracy, maybe?
Sure, I was an evaluator last week, but I think, was that for an icebreaker maybe or something?
a general, Mary, would you explain the role of the general evaluator, please?
Yeah, so a general evaluator basically evaluates the whole meeting, how it went, the atmosphere of the meeting, participation, and all that. On top of that, you give a few statements or a short evaluation on the evaluators, speech evaluators, and the table topics evaluators. That's it. So basically just the whole meeting and the evaluators. Yeah, also actually the table topics, the Toastmaster of the day, you also evaluate the Toastmaster of the day, sorry. And that's it. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Then I think we have all the things done that we need to have done.
Norm, can I just make one comment?
Yes, please do.
I'm very grateful for everyone who emailed me back in response to the timing, and the consensus from what I heard, I think we'll keep it at the noon hour for now. I'm going to make sure that we're accommodating those who have been coming and those who are on the call today, and for those who haven't been able to make it, hopefully they will join us in the near future. But we will continue with the noon hour, as morning wasn't necessarily the best. So we'll do that, and then maybe reconsider in the new year as we move forward, and just hope that more people pop on. But we will continue December 15th at noon via a brand new link. I do have to make some new Zoom links, so just make sure to watch out for that email.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you. Any other questions, comments for the good of Toastmasters? I like this. I'm going to continue on.
Yep.
Sure.
Good job,
I have one.
Yep.
Good job on
Norm,
But one at a time. Steve.
Thank you, Norm. My apologies if I interrupted somebody. And this is sort of germane to my comment. When you get involved in the Toastmasters session and you get that on your calendar, make sure that you're not using your cell phone in a car in a parking lot, because the icons are so small you can't see those little idiosyncrasies about the way you're seated and what you're looking at, and where your notes are spread all over the seats. So I would strongly encourage people to, find a proper desk. I'm going to do that next time. So my bad.
Well, we are open to drive-in speakers, Not to worry.
And Tracy, if I'm Toastmaster next week and you're evaluating, I guess I owe you a lunch.
We'll write that down.
All right.
Thank you, Steve. Any other comments? Tracy.
It's not a comment, but I would just like to ask Megan Sands where we would forward the money to, like EFT. What's the email address?
My email, Tracy, businessmanager@napanee-chamber.ca, not Steve's, as he just alluded to.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you very much. Lisa and Christine and Mary, comments?
Great job on being the Toastmaster of the day. You did such a great job.
Well, thank you. Thank you. My notes are looking a little sketchy at the moment, but I'll sort that out.
Yeah. I have a very good friend who has been in Toastmasters for a number of years, and she has encouraged me to join. But I really didn't have the time, or frankly the interest, in having to drive into either Kingston or Belleville to join. So I was thrilled to have the club come here, and it will be lovely when we can meet in person, if that works for everyone. And I'm just very grateful for Megan for having the board decide to do this.
Thank you very much, Christine.
Thanks, Christine.
And for me, I looked into Toastmasters about 8 years ago, I think, when I went back to college in Belleville, but the timing didn't work. A friend of mine and I were going to. So I've been thinking about it for quite a while. And again, like Christine said, was delighted to have a local opportunity.
Okay, thank you. We're going to make sure that we do have this local opportunity. And I did get the area wrong from our Area 1 director, Mary. comments?
The only comment is that in the area we're now having club contests. This club might not be able to participate in that, but next year, January the 16th, we'll have the area contest, which the other clubs will be participating, and this club is invited. So you can come in as a guest or as a paid member or whatever the status will be, and it will be fun. It's going to be here in Kingston at St. Lawrence College from 1 p.m. afternoon on Sunday. So that's it. It'll be nice to see you all there.
Will it be in person?
It will be in person, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mary, can you email that to me, please, so I can pass that along?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, my clock says it's 1 minute past 1, so that means we have to thank everybody for coming. It's a wonderful atmosphere, and I am really grateful for this opportunity. It's always a joy to be with you people. It is certainly not a dull club. So we thank you all very much, and we'll see you on December 15th, as they say, same time, same station. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Cheers.